श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की, श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की, ब्रजभूमि वृंदावन धाम की, मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की, पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की, गंगा माई की जय, यमुना माई की जय, तुलसी देवी की, भक्ति देवी की, युगधर्म हरिनाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की, जगतगुरु श्री प्रभुपाद की, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Ruttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. So we're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 18. So we'll see 3 verses today. So 34th verse, so which doesn't have any purport, and 35 and 36. So we'll try to combine these verses and discuss. So first 34 and 35, this is not a proper this thing. So just a prose. I'll just read it, need not repeat. So we'll see the sloka and the translation of 34 and 35. And 36 verse we'll try to repeat. Verse 34. Uttareshu cha kurushu bhagavan yajna purushakrita varaha rupa aste tam tu devi haisa buhu saha kurubir askhalita bhakti yogeno padavati imam cha paramam upanishad avartayati. Translation. Shukdev Goswami said, Dear King, the Supreme Lord in his boar incarnation, who accepts all sacrificial offerings, lives in the northern part of the Jambudvip. There, in the tract of land known as Uttara Kuruvarsha, Mother Earth and all other inhabitants worship him with unfailing devotional service by repeatedly chanting the following Upanishadic mantra. Verse 35. Om Namo Bhagavate Mantra Tattva Lingaya Yajna Kratave Maha Dvara Vaya Mahapurushaya Namaha Karma Suklaya Tri Yugaya Namaste. Translation. O Lord, we offer our respectful obeisances unto you as a gigantic person. Simply by chanting mantras, we shall be able to understand you fully. You are Yajna, sacrifice, and you are the Kratu, ritual. Therefore, all the ritualistic ceremonies of sacrifice are part of your transcendental body, and you are the only enjoyer of all sacrifices. Your form is composed of transcendental goodness. You are known as Tri Yuga because in Kali Yuga you appeared as a concealed incarnation, and because you always fully possess the three pairs of opulences. Purport: Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the incarnation for this age of Kali, as confirmed in many places throughout the Puranas, the Mahabharata, the Srimad Bhagavatam and Upanishads. The summary of his appearance is given in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 6th chapter verse number 99 as follows. Kali Yuga Leela Avatara Nakare Bhagavan Atayeva Triyuga Kari Kahi Taranama. In this age of Kali, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Bhagavan, does not appear as Leela Avatar, an incarnation to display pastimes. Therefore, he is known as Tri Yuga. Unlike other incarnations, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appears in this age of Kali as a devotee of the Lord. Therefore, he is called a concealed incarnation, Channavatar. Verse 36. Yasya swarupam kavayo vipaschito Guneshu darushviva jata vedasam. Matnati matna manasa didrikshavo. Gudam kriyarte nama iritatmane. Yasya swarupam kavayo vipaschito. Guneshu darushviva jata vedasam. Matnanti matna manasa dridikshavo. Gudam kriyarte nama iritatmane. Yasya swarupam kavayo vipaschito. Guneshu darushviva jata vedasam. Matnanti matna manasa dridikshavo. Gudam kriyarte nama iritatmane. Yasya swarupam kavayo vipaschito. Guneshvadarushviva jata vedasam. Matnanti matna manasa didikshavo. Gudam kriyate nama iritatmane.
Yasya swarupam kavayo vipaschito.
Yasya swarupam kavayo vipaschito. Guneshu dareshu vijata vedasam. Matnanti matna manasa didikshavo. Gudam kriyate nama iritatmane. Yasya swarupam kavayo vipaschito. Guneshu darushviva jata vedasam. Matnanti matna manasa didikshavo. Gudam kriyate nama iritatmane. Outward meanings. Yasya, whose. Swarupam, form. Kavayaha, the greatly learned sages. Vipaschitaha, expert in asserting the absolute truth. Guneshu, in the material manifestation, consisting of the three modes of nature. Darushu, in wood. Iva, like. Jata, manifested. Vedasam, fire. Matnanti, stir. Matna, with a piece of wood used for producing fire. Manasa, by the mind. Dridrikshavaha, who are inquisitive. Gudam, hidden. Kriyarthaihi, by fruitive activities and their results. Namaha, respectful obeisances. Irita Atmane, unto the Lord who is manifested. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki. Translation: by manipulating a fire generating stick, great saints and sages can bring forth the fire lying dormant within the wood. In the same way, O Lord, those expert in understanding the absolute truth try to see you in everything, even in their own bodies. Yet you remain concealed. You are not to be understood by indirect processes involving mental or physical activities. Because you are self-manifested, only when you see that a person is wholeheartedly engaged in searching for you, do you reveal yourself. Therefore, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Purport. The word kriyartaihi means by performing ritualistic ceremonies to satisfy the demigods. The word vipaschitaha is explained in Taittiriya Upanishad as follows. Satyam Jnanam Manantam Brahma Yo Veda Nihitam Guhyam Parame Vyoman so snute sarvan kaman saha brahmana vipaschiteti. As Krishna states in Bhagavad Gita 7:19, Bahunam janmanamante jnanavan mam prapadyate. After many births and deaths, he who is actually in knowledge surrenders unto me. When one understands that the Lord is situated in everyone's heart and actually sees the Lord present everywhere, he has perfect knowledge. The word Jata Vedaha means fire which is produced by rubbing wood. In Vedic times, learned sages could bring forth fire from the wood. Jata Vedaha also indicates the fire in the stomach, which digests everything we eat and which produces an appetite. The word Guda is explained in the Shvetashvara Upanishad. Eko Deva Sarva Bhuteshu Gudaha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is understood by chanting the Vedic mantras Sarva Vyapi Sarva Bhutantaratma. He is all pervading and he is within the heart of all living entities. Karma Dyakshaya Sarva Bhuta Dvivasaha. He witnesses all activities of the living entity. Sakshi Cheta Kevalo Nirgunascha. The Supreme Lord is the witness as well as the living force, yet he is transcendental to all material qualities. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunviritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guroho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrachatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजना सहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्दिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नामिने गौरद्विषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोस्तुते। काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरि वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यमीश्वर। Hare Krishna. Welcome you all for the daily Bhagavatam discourse on Monday morning. So very happy and thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak some Krishna Katha directly from Srimad Bhagavatam, which is not different from Krishna. So it's all purifying. So when we come in touch with Krishna in any of his forms, either through service, holy name, or Bhagavatam, so one gets purified. So I feel very fortunate to get this opportunity. So before discussing today's verses, so we'll see a little flashback. So what is the context of this particular verses? So in the second canto, the description comes how the creation started. Second, third, and it continues. So from Mahavishnu, all the universes come out, and Lord is expanded within each and every universe as Garbhodakshay Vishnu. And from Garbhodakshay Vishnu's navel comes Lord Brahma. And Lord Brahma creates all the living entities and all the creations in each and every universe. Means by each and every Brahma in that particular universe of each Brahma. Then the description comes the descendants of Brahma. So from Brahma, how all the living entities came. various sons of Brahma and how the creation started. So one of the sons of Brahma is Swayambhu Manu. So wife of Swayambhu Manu is Shatarupa. So from Manu and Shatarupa, so there are 5 children. So 3 daughters and 2 sons. So 3 daughters are Akuti, Devahuti, and Prasuti, and 2 sons are Priyavat and Uttanapat. And Priyavat is the eldest son, and the younger is Uttanapat. So the descendants of Uttanapat, the dynasty of Uttanapat, is mostly covered in the 4th canto. So Dhruva Maharaj, everything is covered in the 4th canto. And 5th canto onwards, the descendants of Priyavat starts. So actually Priyavat took up renunciation, but because of various conditions later, by the request of Brahma, Narada, and other great personalities, he entered the Grihasashram. And 5th canto, right from chapter 1, starts the description of or glories of Priyavat and the descendants of Priyavat. So in this, so 5th canto, so descendants of Priyavat starts, and then 16th chapter onwards exactly, the or present context, whatever is going on, it started from this 16th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, canto 5. So while Priyavat is ruling, so the description comes in this way. 5th canto, chapter 16, verse number 2. So where it is stated, so Parikshit Maharaj is telling to Shukdev Goswami. So my dear Lord, the rolling wheels of Maharaj Priyavat's chariot created 7 ditches, in which the 7 oceans came into existence. 7 ditches and 7 oceans came up, you can imagine. Because of these 7 oceans, Bhumandala is divided into 7 islands. You have given a very general description of their measurements, names and characteristics. Now I wish to know of them in detail. Kindly fulfill my desire. So there are 3 planetary systems, upper, middle, and lower planet systems. Now we will be discussing about the middle planet system in detail. So same Parikshit Maharaj is asking to Shukadeva Goswami, please explain about this Bhumandala in detail. Then Shukadeva Goswami starts the description. It's quite confusing, so we should have a proper diagram and then we can discuss. Even after having a nice diagram, it's very difficult to understand. So it's quite confusing also. Maybe in the future we can have a number of seminars on this, but still it will be very difficult, very confusing. In brief, we'll discuss a little bit about these various verses of this. So in the introduction of chapter 16, Prabhupada writes, so while describing the character of Maharaj Parikshit, Maharaj Priyavarat and his descendants, Shukadeva Goswami also described Meru mountain and the planetary system known as Bhumandala, that is middle planetary system. Bhumandala is like a lotus flower. You can imagine while I'm speaking. Bhumandala is like a lotus flower, and its 7 islands are compared to the whole, WHORL, of the lotus. The place known as Jambudvipa is the middle of that whole. In more concise, we are discussing about Jambudvipa. In Jambudvipa, there is a mountain known as Sumeru, which is made of solid gold. And this Jambudvipa is divided into 9 divisions or 9 verses. Anyone would like to tell? 9 verses? Bharat Varsha, yes. Hiranmaya Varsha, Kuru Varsha, Ilavat Varsha, Kim Purush Varsha. Yes, 3 more are there. Okay, I'll tell once again. So 9 divisions. So first is Ilavrata Varsha, next Ramyaka Varsha, Hiranmaya Varsha, Kuru Varsha, Hari Varsha, Kim Purusha Varsha, Bharata Varsha, Ketumala Varsha, and finally Bhadrasha Varsha. So Jambudvip divided into these 9 varshas or 9 divisions. So in 5th canto, chapter 17, verse number 11 to 14 describes about Ilavrata Varsha. So I'll read from there only. So Ilavrata Varsha 11, verse 11 says, So in this all the varshas, so Lord is there. Lord is present personally, and the devotees are offering prayers to the Lord in these particular verses. Why Lord has to descend? So what is the reason? It's given in verse number 14 of chapter 17, canto 5. So there is mentioned, so Shukadeva Goswami is telling, to show mercy to his devotees in each of these 9 tracts of land, that is 9 verses, the Supreme Personality of Godhead known as Narayan expands himself in these quadruple principles of Vasudeva, Sankarshan, Pradyumna and Aniruddha. In this way, he remains near his devotee to accept their service. So this is the reason. And now Shukadeva Goswami continues. In the tract of land known as Ilavarta Varsha, the first one, which is the middle of the Jambudvip, the only main person is Lord Shiva. So he is the key inhabitant of Ilavarta Varsha, the most powerful demigod. Goddess Durga, the wife of Lord Shiva, does not like any man to enter that land. If any foolish man dares to do so, she immediately turns him into a woman. I shall explain this later. In bracket Prabhupada writes, in the 9th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. They will discuss why. And next, in Ilavrata Varsha, Lord Shiva is always encircled by 10 billion maid servants of Goddess Durga. 10 billion. 1 billion is equal to 100 crore. I think 100 crore is equal to 1 billion. 1 billion is 10 lakhs. Take whatever. So many maid servants are there with Lord Shiva here. The quadruple expansion of the Supreme Lord is composed of Vasudeva, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, and Sankarshan. Sankarshan, the 4th expansion, is certainly transcendental, but because the activities of destruction is in the material world or in the mode of ignorance, he is known as Tamasi, the Lord's form in the mode of ignorance. Lord Shiva knows that Sankarshan is the original cause of his own existence, and thus he always meditates upon him in the trance by chanting the following mantra. So from here, the prayers of Lord Shiva starts. So he's offering prayers to Sankarshan from verse number 17 of 17th chapter. And similarly, so this we discussed about Ilavarta Varsha. So in each and every Varsha, there is some key inhabitant, and along this inhabitant, all the other residents, inhabitants of that particular Varsha, offering prayers to the Lord in one of the forms. So small description about it. So in Ilavrata Varsha, the key inhabitant is Lord Shiva, and he is offering prayers to Lord Sankarshan. And next in Bhadrashava Varsha, so key inhabitant is Bhadrashrava. So he is offering prayers to Hayagriva, Lord Hayagriva. And in next Hari Varsha, who is the key inhabitant? Prahlad. So Prahlad is offering prayers to Narsimhadev. And next in Ketumala Varsha, Lakshmi ji, Prajapati Samvatsara and his children. So they are offering prayers to Kamadev or Pradyumna. And in Ramyaka Varsha, Vaivashat Manu is the key inhabitant, and they are offering prayers to Matsya Avatar. And Hiranmaya Varsha, the key inhabitant is previously we discussed Ariyama, and they are offering prayers to Kurmadev. And next Varsha is Kuru Varsha. The key inhabitant is Earth or Bhudevi. And she, along with her other inhabitants, they are offering prayers to Lord Varaha. So which is the context of our today's discussion. So this is the flashback. So there is a discussion here. So Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, 18th chapter, verse number 34 onwards, this description starts. In Kuru Varsha, Mother Earth and other inhabitants are offering prayers to Lord Varahadev. So Shukadeva Goswami said, Dear King, the Supreme Lord in his boar incarnation, who accepts all sacrificial offerings, lives in the northern part of Jambudvipa. There in the tract of land known as Uttara Kuruvarsha, maybe in the Kuruvarsha, the northern part. Mother Earth and all other inhabitants worship him with unfailing devotional service by repeatedly chanting the following Upanishad mantra. So actual praise starts from 35. So 35 to 39 are the prayers offered by Bhudevi to the Lord Varahadev. So in this particular prayer we see, so here Shukadeva Goswami is describing about the prayers. So we'll see 35. So in 35 the actual prayer starts. So how Mother Earth is offering prayers. So what are the qualities of the Lord? So she is describing, "Oh Lord, we offer our respectful obeisances unto you as the gigantic person. Simply by chanting mantras, we shall be able to understand you fully. You are yajna, sacrifice, and you are the kratu or the ritual." So Krishna is the yajna, Krishna is the ritual. Therefore, all the ritualistic ceremonies of sacrifice are part of your transcendental body, and you are the only enjoyer of all sacrifices. So, similar description comes in the next verse as well. So, in the purport, Prabhupada writes that you are yajna. So, Prabhupada writes yajnartha. So, all the inhabitants of this whole universe so are given the process called yajna. More detailedly, Krishna describes this in third chapter of Bhagavad Gita, from verse number 9. So, what is yajna? So, while describing this discussion, so generally living entities are bound up with the fruitive activities, doing sinful activities, adharma in this material world. So, how to come out of these three modes? How to come out of this karma bandhana? So, Krishna describes in the 9th verse of Bhagavad Gita, Yagyartat karmano nyatra lokoyam karma bandhana tatartha karma kaunteya mukta sangha samachara. So, Kaunteya, one has to perform yajna. So, what is that yajna? Work that satisfies Krishna or Vishnu. That is called yajna. So, from 10 to 12 verses, so Krishna describes how a living entity and the demigods can be happy in this material world, staying. So, what is the process? 10th verse. Sahayagya prajasustva puravacho prajapatihi anena prasavishyadam eshavosva ista kamaduk. So, in the starting of the creation, so Lord created all the demigods and all the living entities so that they can live peacefully. How they can be living peacefully? What is the process? So, there Krishna is telling, so one has to perform yajna or sacrifices to the demigods. So, when the human beings perform sacrifices to the demigods, so demigods becoming satisfied. So, they bestow all the things, whatever required for the human beings. So, that is a process given by the Lord. Verse 11 and 12 also describes this. The demigods, being pleased by sacrifices, will also please you, and thus, by cooperation between the men and demigods, prosperity will reign for all. So, this is a process given by Krishna. One has to render sacrifices unto the demigods. And if one is not doing so and just having whatever they want without offering the things given by the demigods back to the demigods, then what happens? So, Krishna tells in the verse 12, in charge of the various necessities of life, the demigods, being satisfied by the performance of yajna, sacrifice, will supply all necessities unto you. But he who enjoys such gifts without offering them to the demigods in return is certainly a sthena. Sthena means a thief. But how many demigods are there? I think in Bhakti we were discussing 33 types. That is what? 33 types, and many demigods. And it's quite difficult to satisfy every one of them. So that's why Krishna is saying just yajna, just do that particular activity which satisfy me, because all the demigods are part and parcel of Krishna only. So finally we have to do that yajna which satisfy Krishna. And many yogic process there, if you read the scriptures, many unlimited are there. But we cannot perform everything. It's impossible, quite impossible in this age of Kali, because they are very costly. And we have seen the 2-3 homes which you have done. It's a very costly. To get the pure ingredients also very costly. So that's why the yajna which is mentioned in the age of Kali is Sankirtan yajna, chanting the holy names of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. By just performing this Sankirtan yajna, all the necessities will be supplied. So whenever the discussion comes about this sacrifices or any other process, so Prabhupada directly condemns this. So all these yajnas will not work in the age of Kali. So that's why one has to perform only one yajna, that is Sankirtan yajna. So by just performing this Sankirtan yajna, whatever needs or necessities for a human being, everything will be supplied by this Sankirtan yajna. And that is what we see in our movement. The whole process Sankirtan. And in the life of Srila Prabhupada also told a number of times, why are you working so hard? Just come and chant Hare Krishna. Krishna will supply everything. And he's supplying also, we are able to see also. And we are able to experience also this. And there are a couple of pastimes, so which happened in India, in Hyderabad and Tirupati. So there were completely droughts. It's almost 15-20 years back. There is in Tirupati, so they're full of droughts. There is no proper water at all. So at that time, so government requested Srila Prabhupada and the disciples to please come and do yajna here, so that we'll get rains. And as told, I think for 2-3 days continuously, so devotees are doing the Sankirtan yajna. So after some time, after a few days, it rained. So this is the proof. If we just do the Sankirtan yajna, everything will be supplied. And later the government, especially the TTD, so Tirupati Tirumala Devasthanam, so they are pleased with the Sankirtan yajna did by devotees, and they gave some tract of land so that we can build our ISKCON temple, and that is what the ISKCON temple is right now. And same thing happened even in Hyderabad also. Similar case was going on, and devotees came and did Sankirtan yajna for a long time. Exactly, I don't know the days. We have to do research on it. And similarly, rain came, and government at that time, the chief minister gave that land. You please build your temple and do your activities. And that in the temple, so Srila Prabhupada installed that particular deity. I think it's Abid's temple. So Srila Prabhupada installed the deities personally there. So this proves, so we can see the conviction of Srila Prabhupada in this mission, his mood. So Sankirtan yajna is the only yajna that has to be performed, and need not have any other yajna to get the necessities of life. And next, so Krishna is the yajna, and he's telling, Mother Earth is praying, and you are the enjoyer of all those sacrifices. And Krishna is also telling this, confirming this in Bhagavad Gita. Any verses would you like to mention? Suradam sarvabhutanam gyatva mam shantim richati. What is my next question? Yes, 520, the last verse of Bhagavad Gita, 520. Bhoktaram yajna tapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram. So Krishna is proclaiming himself that I am the Bhokta, or the enjoyer of all the sacrifices. And this particular verse is also known as peace formula. So one who understands that Krishna is the enjoyer of all the sacrifices, and he is the supreme of all the planetary systems and all the demigods thereof, and he is the well-wishing friend of all the living entities. One who understands these principles, he will be Shanta. He will be the peaceful person. And in another verse also Krishna says, in 9th chapter, verse number 24. So there he says, Aham hi sarva yajnanam bhokta ja prabhurevacha natumam abhijananti tatvena taschavanti te. So in this particular verse, Krishna is telling, I am that Aham hi sarva yajnana bhokta. Again, he is confirming this. And if one is not able to understand this, natumam abhijananti, he cannot understand Krishna. Tatvena taschavanti te, he will fall down. If one is not understanding these particular principles, that Krishna is the real enjoyer of all the sacrifices. And not just that, Krishna is beyond the three modes of material nature. In the last few lines of the purport, verse number 36. So there it is described. So Krishna is the beyond the three modes of material nature. So we'll go to verse number 36. So it's mentioned here. So in the previously, the sages and the saints, by manipulating the fire generating stick, they would produce the fire. I don't know why it's mentioned generally by sages. Even general people also can do it. I didn't get the point exactly here. We'll discuss in the future. We can ask our superiors. So in this way, so it is already within, in the wood, that fire is there. But sages, they can get the fire from that particular wood by doing various process. In this way, similarly, O Lord, those expert in understanding the absolute try to see you in everything, even in their own bodies, yet you remain concealed. So those personalities who is able to see Krishna in everywhere, for them Krishna is revealed. But is it so easy to understand Krishna? Now this particular fifth canto, this Ilavata Varsha, what are the Varshas? A small portion of the Lord's potency, Lord's energies. This is only very difficult to understand. Ekam Shaina Stito Jagat, 10th chapter, verse number 42. So where Krishna is telling, the whole creation, if we take 75%, that is 3 by 4 is his spiritual world. And the remaining 1 by 4, that is 25%, is just as material world. In this whole material creation, there are unlimited universes. In this unlimited universe, one universe is ours. In this one universe, there is one Bharatvarsha or Jambudvipa. To understand its only, it's very becoming very difficult. How can one understand then who is Krishna? And Krishna is above the three modes of material nature. And these three modes of material nature are also coming from the Lord himself only. So any verses from the Shastra? Daivi Hesha Gunamai Mama Maya Duratya. So Krishna is saying this Daivi, these three modes of material nature, is my energy. Any other verses? That Krishna is the beyond three modes of material nature, or three modes are coming from Krishna only. Sarvasya. Okay, so this sloka we can tell for everything. If everything's from Krishna, specifically. There Krishna is telling how to go beyond the Trigunas. That is 245. Since 7th chapter, verse number 12, 13, 14, Krishna describes this. Echaiva satvika bhava rajasas tamasaschave matta evaiti tan viddi natvam teshu te mayi tribir gunamayair bhavair ebihi sarvam midam jagat mohitam nabhijanati natvam teshu te mayi. So there in these three verses, Krishna clearly describes these three modes are coming from me, Satvika, Rajasa, Tamas. So these are coming from me, and all the living entities becoming mohita because of the three modes, and they are bound in this. But I am beyond the three modes. So when I trying to memorize this slokas, very wonderful. So Krishna has given everything in Bhagavad Gita. We can connect from Bhagavatam everywhere. So in this way, Krishna is beyond the three modes. So understanding Krishna is very difficult. And even though, so where translation, she's telling, those expert in understanding the absolute try to see you in everything, even in their own bodies. Yet, you remain concealed. Concealed means hidden. Even Kunti Maharani prays the same way. Oh Lord, you are everywhere, but still you cannot be understood. We discussed so long about Kunti Maharani prayers. The first verse of Kunti Maharani prayers, 1:8-18. Kunti Vacha Namasye Purusham Tvadyam Ishwaram Prakrite Param Alaksham Sarva Bhutanam Antar Bahir Avastitam. So Krishna is present everywhere, Antar Bahir, inside and outside also. But still, Alaksham Sarva Bhutanam is not is Alaksha. He cannot be understood. And those who cannot understand, next verse is describes in more detail. Yeah. Maya Javanika Channam Agyadokshajam Avyayam Nalakshase Moodadrisha Nato Natya Dharo Yata. Who are these Moodas? Moodas cannot understand Krishna. Some people may say, oh, Krishna is personally there in front. Like Duryodhana, all the demons who are there. Krishna is present personally, in front of us physically, but still they cannot understand Krishna. Because they are moodas. Even though they are present, even though Krishna is present, they cannot understand. So how that situation is? In the last line of that particular verses. Nato natya dharo yata. A person is there, we know him personally. But when he's on the stage acting in particular way, Suppose a king is there. Prabhupada gives this example in one of the lectures. A king is there, but that king is acting like a beggar, completely changed his body, his dress, everything. So one cannot understand, is he really our king? So similarly, Krishna's form also like this. Even though he is physically present, one cannot understand Krishna. But how can one understand Krishna? Only by the mercy of Krishna. And how one can get this mercy of Krishna? By Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And who is this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? So many people think, especially people from Bengal, Odisha. Bengal has some idea that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself. But in Odia people, I've seen many Odia people come here for FOE sessions. I ask them, do you know Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? I know. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a great devotee of Krishna. Anything else? No, just a devotee. Recently in books also, academic books also it's coming. So Lord Chaitanya, great sage, description comes. But he's not just a sage, he's the Lord himself. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Nahi Anya, is Lord himself. But he appears, so the description in the 35th verse. So the Mother Earth is praying, you are known as Triyugi because in Kali Yuga you appeared as a concealed incarnation. And because you always, it's concealed incarnation, this particular space. Same even Prahlad Maharaj also says. In 7.9, verse number 38, Srimad Bhagavatam. So there is offering prayers to the Lord Nrsimhadev. In one particular verse number 38, he is telling the same thing. Last line. Channa kalau yad abhavas triyugosta satatvam. Oh Lord, you are also known as Triyuga because in the other three yugas you come to do various pastimes. But in this particular yuga, you come in the form of a devotee. But you are Lord himself. But foolish people cannot understand. And they tell that just you're just a devotee. But you're not just a devotee, you're supreme personality of Godhead. So what is the proof? How we can tell this? So this is what you call preaching mission. So in Bhakti Vaibhav we're learning. So if you give any class, there are three things should be mentioned. So personal application, preaching application, and the mood and mission of Srila Prabhupada. So this is a preaching application for us. So many people have this idea of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, especially from Bengal. Other parts, Bengal, Odisha. Other parts, no, don't know. At least for me, before coming to Krishna consciousness, I don't know who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. After coming here, I know. But Odia people, Bengal, they know very well. But most of them believe that Chaitanya is just a devotee. No, he is not just a devotee. He is the Lord himself. So what is the proof? Prabhupada tells in the purport. So is described, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the incarnation for this age of Kali, as confirmed in many places throughout Puranas, Mahabharata, Srimad Bhagavatam, and Upanishads. From Puranas, any proof would like to give? That is Srimad Bhagavatam, separately Prabhupada has given. We'll discuss it. Any other Puranas? Maybe in level 3 class when you give, you can understand. So you'll see one shloka from each, what Prabhupada has mentioned. So in Purana, so one nice shloka which I like, from Narasimha Purana, so there is a nice shloka comes. So please repeat after me. Satye Daitya Kuladinasha Samaye Simho Damatya Krite Tretayam Dashakandaram Paribhavan Rameti Nama Krite Gopalan Paripalayan Rajapure Bharam Harandva Pare Gauranga Priya Kirtana Kali Yuge Chaitanya Nama Prabhu. So this comes in Narasimha Puran. Very nice, no? To recite this. So when I heard it for the first time, I liked it. I want to memorize this again. So from Narsimhapur, in this says, Satya Daitya Kuladinasha Samahe Simhodamatya Kritis. So to destroy that demon, Hiranyakashipu, in Satya Yuga, Lord comes in the form of Narsimhadev. That same Narsimhadev comes in Treta Yuga as Rameti Namakriti, Lord Ram, to kill that Dashanana, Ravana. And that same Lord Ram comes in the age of Dwapara as Gopala Paripalayan Brajapuri, that is Krishna, to destroy the Bhara or the weight of all the sinful people. And the same Narsimhadev, same Lord Ram, same Krishna comes in the form of Chaitanya in Kali Yuga. Gaurange Priya Kirtana Kali Yuga Chaitanya Nama Prabhu. So the same personality is coming in the age of Kali also. And clear description, Gauranga in the golden complexion. So this was one verse from Purana. So just analyzing Prabhupada's purport. And from Mahabharata, what is the proof that Chaitanya is Lord Krishna himself? So we all to know all these verses. So when people say that Lord Chaitanya is just a saint or is no personality, we have to give these verses and prove them. You are wrong. That Chaitanya is supreme person. So from Mahabharata, there is a nice verse comes. So this is given in Vishnu Sahasranam also. Vishnu Sahasranam is part of Mahabharata. So there shloka comes. Suvarna Varna Hemango Varangascha Varangaschandhanangadi Sanyasa Krichama Santo Nishtashanti Parayanaha. So this comes in Mahabharata. So this is Suvarna Varna Hegama. In the golden complexion, Chaitanya comes and he takes sannyas. Sanyasakrit chamaha. So verse proof from Mahabharata. Verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. वही बताइए. Krishna Varnam Sisha Krishnam Sanga Pangosta Pashadam Yagyai Sankirtana Prayai Yajantihi Sumedasaha. What's number? Perfect. Laptop kole. Yes. Land 532. Suvarna Krishna Varnam Sutaha Krishna. So this Krishna is Krishna only, but is a Krishna. So he's not black here. He is in the form of golden complexion. And he gave the process of Sankirtan Yagya. Along with his associates, he came. Sanga Pangastra Parshadam. Astra means here weapons. So in the Satya Yuga, what is the weapon of the Lord to kill Hiranyakashipu? Nails. In Treta Yuga, bow, arrow. In Dwapar Yuga, no weapon. No? In Dwapar Yuga, Krishna, what weapons he used? Sudarshan used. Gada also used. Fighting. All the things. In Kali Yuga, what are the weapons? Sankirtan Yagya. Weapons are Kartal and Mridanga. So with the weapons of Kartal and Mridanga, so Chaitanya, how this Sankirtan movement? Chaitanya is destroying the demonic mentality of the people. So this is a proof from Srimad Bhagavatam that Chaitanya is Lord himself. From Upanishads. In level 3 discussion, it's not there from Upanishad. So I tried to find out today. So this comes in Atharva Veda, Purusha Bodhini Upanishad. So where it is mentioned that Chaitanya is Krishna himself. So this shloka goes like this. Saptame Gauravarna Vishnor Ityapne Swasakyata Chaikyam Ete Pradye Pratar Avatirya Sahasvair Swamonum Sikshayati. So this shloka says, in the 7th Manvantara, the Supreme Lord will, accompanied by his own associate, descend in golden form. He will teach the chanting of his own holy names. In this way, Chaitanya is not different from Lord Krishna. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki. So from these 3 verses we discussed that Krishna is the yajna. So one has to perform the yajna. One yajna is performing yajna to satisfy the demigods. By just this yajna, one cannot understand Krishna. It's just for the necessities. So we are worshipping demigods. But the actual goal of life is to understand Krishna, to become Krishna conscious. But Krishna, is it so easy to understand Krishna? Ishwaram Prakritim Param. He is above three Prakriti. And we, the living entities, are bound up in these three modes of material nature. The one who is beyond the three modes, we are stuck up in these three modes. So how can we understand that personality who is beyond the three modes? So it's very, very difficult. So that's why to help people in this world, Krishna takes number of avatars. And amongst all the kinds of avatars, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is described as the most munificent avatar. Because he has given the highest form of bliss, of spiritual bliss, that is Krishna Prema, which is experienced only in Goloka Vrindavan. That is why it's known as Maho Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate. Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratushe Namaha. He is the most munificent personality and he is given the most simple process. That is just chanting Hare Krishna Mantra, Sankirtan Yajna. By just doing this Yajna, one can understand Krishna. One can come out of the three modes of material nature. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, with this process, he delivered many, many people. Especially the great two personalities, Jagai and Madai. These are the most fallen souls in that time. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, with his mercy, he delivered these two great personalities. And in this age of Kali, their incarnations or even combined incarnations of Jagai and Madai. So I can understand this by looking at the mirror for myself. Looking at mirror, I can understand I'm more lesser than them. Because these people are even more fortunate. They're able to see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all the associates of the Lord personally. But I'm not getting this opportunity. But still, Mahaprabhu's mercy is real. So that's why we sing now. Gauranga Karuna Karo Dina Hina Jane Mosama Patita Prabhu Nahi Tribhuvane. Anashloka. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Koro more Tuma bina ki doyalu Jagata samsare. So here Narottam Das Thakur is telling, Oh Lord, who can be more merciful than you? O Chaitanya, you are the most, munificent, greatest avatars of all the kinds of avatars. Because you are Patita Pavana. And who can be more patita than me? So this should be the mood of every devotee, every sadhaka. And Narottam Das Thakur is the great Vaishnava. Is a pure devotee of the Lord, Nitya Siddha. And he is praying like this. So with this mood, if anyone offers prayers to the Lord, then one can understand. And that is what Bhudevi is praying here, no? The first verse, first para is, Oh Lord, we offer our respectful obeisance unto you as a gigantic person. Simply by chanting mantras, we shall be able to understand you fully. So that is what is mentioned is. By chanting mantras, what mantras? Prayers to the Lord. In mood of humility and gratitude. With the humility and gratitude, when chants the prayers of the Lord, then Krishna will be revealed to that personality. So this is the connection of all the three verses. So with the mood of humility and gratitude, one has to offer prayers. And what prayers to be offered to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? So what we discussed, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Daya Karo Mori, Gauranga Karuna Karo. So there are a number of Vaishnava bhajans which are there. So that's why we're doing Bhajan Sandhya today. So you can sing these prayers and seek the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. And definitely Lord will be very merciful upon us. He will reveal unto us. But is it just one day on Monday, Sandhya? No, every single day. In fact, every moment with the mood of humility and gratitude, when offer deep prayers unto Lord Chaitanya Nityananda, So then one can come out of these three modes of material nature by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. And how to get the mercy of Lord Chaitanya? So why it is mentioned? So Lord Chaitanya is the only deliverer of this age of Kali. He is the king. So we can see even in Prabhupada's pastime also, in that gift shop, 26th Avenue. In the gift shop, what is the outside picture Prabhupada kept? Panchatattva. If you would have kept Radha Krishna, but Prabhupada knows these are gone cases. Hippies, Kali Yuga people are gone. The only personality who can deliver is Panchatattva or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and no one else. So same mood is being carried by Chaitanya, Krishna, Prabhupada. That Chaitanya is the only deliverer, and no one else. And how do we get the mercy of Lord Chaitanya? Following the whole parampara coming from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, following the Goswamis, their representatives. Finally, our immediate Acharya, Srila Prabhupada. So we got their lessons. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave the process of Bhakti Yoga for us. How we can come out of this modes of material nature, from material existence. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave in more description, all the Goswamis gave in more concise way for our benefit in the 21st century, 20th century, for the next rest of 10,000 years. So Srila Prabhupada gave us the same teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So if we follow the parampara nicely, under the guidance of Sadhu, Guru and Shastra, properly, and then we offer such wonderful prayers every single day with the mood of humility and gratitude. And trying to serve the whole parampara. So just trying to memorize particular verses from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So Bhakti Rasamrita 174. So there it's mentioned. Ado Guru Ashrayam Saddharma Pricha Sadhu Marganugamanam. So the first 20 of the 64 Angas of Bhakti, in that first 20, the topmost are these three. First is one has to approach a spiritual master. Ado Guru Ashrayam. Then Saddharma Pricha, inquiring from that sadhu, from the guru. And next, Sadhu Marganugamanam. So here sadhu means all the parampara. So one should be in the mood of serving the whole parampara. What is their mood? Understanding their mood, what they want us to do. So by serving them, so we can advance in our devotion service. Then we can break the cycle of birth and death. And we have got many instructions from our parampara. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wants the whole world to become Krishna conscious. And it will become one day for sure. One day it will become. Everyone will be chanting of Hare Krishna. But we have to see where are we right now. I cannot go to America and preach right now. If I go to America, I'll remain there only. Remain there and cannot come back also. At least I'm telling out myself. You all can go and preach. So we are in India, in Karnataka, in Bengaluru. So from our superiors, we got this. We have to make Bangalore the first Krishna conscious city. So this is in the line of Sadhu Marganugamanam. When the whole city becomes Krishna conscious. Of course, we'll send people here and there. Na? People can go to various parts of the world and preach. So we have to engage in these preaching activities, following this Sadhu Marganugamanam. So they want us to preach. So if they want us to preach means we have to do bhakti properly. We should become nice devotees. If we don't have the commodity, what we will give to other person? So one has to practice bhakti very intensely in his own life. So when he is practicing nicely, then he can give others Krishna consciousness. If one is only not having this, what he can give? So that is the difference between Srila Prabhupada and the great devotees and me. We are trying our best to make one center into 2, 3. Of course, coming up, but it's taking long time. And Srila Prabhupada, in the span of just 12 years, he established 108 temples, centers. Because he's Vaikuntha Vasipa. His Krishna consciousness is in a different level. He's an Acharya. So he could do that effect. Definitely we cannot imitate him. But how much ever we can do it. And Krishna, all the Acharyas are very merciful. Even though if we do small bit, they are very much pleased. And if they are pleased, when they shower mercy upon us, so there is no question of we regressing in bhakti. There is no question of regressing. So our whole life should be how to please Guru and Krishna, following in the footsteps of Sadhu, Guru and Shastra. So in this way, By practicing bhakti one's own self under the guidance of Guru and Shastra, serving the Guru and Shastra, and offering prayers to the Lord intensely every single day in the mode of humility and gratitude, one can come out of the three modes of material nature. And this is what the prayers of Mother Earth here. So, with this, I would like to conclude. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki, Granda Srimad Bhagavatam ki. Any questions? Yes.
Yesterday I was reading.
Little louder, please.
Thank you for the class. So yesterday I was reading verse 22. So there it was mentioned Baladev came to save Earth and Pluto's some filthy region of filthy matter. I wasn't able to understand it, but we heard that Earth was some Akshay ocean. From there it was taken. There was mentioned some Pluto's region of filthy matter was taken. That's why Baladev as an
Comes in the form of Varaha.
so because only that Vara can go in the
Which canto? Third canto.
first canto, third chapter.
So Pluto is means down near the Garbhodaksha Vishnu.
Prabhupada must have explained it like that. It's a filthy region where Baladev came, and just because he took the form of a bull, then the filthy region and all that.
That was actually supposed to be
Pure. The description is given like this. You can check without superior also. More in description. I think Maitreya, he comments two Varahas and describes in ecstasy. The description is given like that is dirty, that's why Varahadev came and picked it up. Any other question?
Thank you very much for this. So we here when we talk about 9 verses, we have Bharat Varsha, also we have Ilavat Varsha. And in many times in purport, Srila Prabhupada mentions that this Varsha was named initially Ilavrata Varsha, and because of the great king Bharat Maharaj, it was renamed to Bharat Varsha.
My understanding is before it was one only. So later when Priyavata Maharaj is going on the chariot, so there are 7 ditches came, 7 oceans in the same part. So because of the 7 ditches, it was divided. Because before it was same only, now it was divided. So that's my understanding. If that is correct, you can check more. You can check in detail. Because I was telling that it's very confusing about this verses and all. So you have to have more detailed number of seminars on this particular. If there is any questions regarding this geography, need not ask.
About this 33 crore, there is a Party Road even sourcing that Prabhupada has mentioned that still there are 33 and Bhakti Level what discussion.
Bhakti is 33 types. We can check here. These 33 types. I think later Prabhuji also get to this. In Bhakti it's 33 types of demigods, not 33 crore.
you mentioned Yagnas are 3 types. So first was
Which one?
Yagnas.
Yes.
Yagnas are 3 types. So first satisfy demigods, second to satisfy Krishna or to know Krishna.
No, 3 I didn't mention. 3 I mentioned. 3 kinds of yagyas. No, I mentioned it's 3 yugi, not 3 yuga. So Krishna is glorified as here 3 yuga. So see, she's mother here. She's glorifying 3 yugaya namaste, 3 yugaya namaste, or 3 yugi. So basically, Krishna comes in the form of in the 3 yugas as a supreme personality of Godhead. But in the Kali Yuga, he comes in a hidden form. So that's why he's known as 3 yugaya, the one who comes in 3 yugas as a supreme personality of Godhead, mentioning himself. In 4th is hidden. That's why that is how things. Clear? Okay. Maybe we have some time. If you can say some points from the class, I will also understand what I told. Next.
And as you mentioned, it's very difficult to understand the Lord. And there are so many mantras, so many versions, and out of that one verse is Bharat version.
to understand even the Bharat Varsha or this properly becomes very difficult. So how to also speak about understanding the Lord. And only by engaging in devotional service, especially by offering prayers to the Lord, that is one of the primary way we can understand their God.
One question. So, this verses we are talking about, different verses, and you have after this the Chakra and all these continents were breaking into different parts. So we are, and today there are 7 continents. Is there any relation between them?
These are different, completely different. In Jambudvipa, in Bhadrata, this is one planet. Earth is just a planet. Many other planets. This is different. But sometimes Prabhupada tells that is same. Sometimes Prabhupada says, but it's completely different. From the fifth canto, you will understand.
Hare Krishna. It's nice, nicely describe the how uh, microbes were who they referring to, what are they from second and to nicely explained. And you made the point that where who they referring that Nanda by Nanda only one can so you made the point that Nanda means prayers should pray to Lord with humility, getting into very understand.
And the topmost of all the prayers is Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Many things are again not able to understand others. Sympathy.
I also didn't understand much.
As it was, and how I can understand purification. So Garam after Krishna himself is coming down to give the holy name so that at least we can understand something. We can devote ourselves and the many books are there which explains Garam means Garam after is Krishna. So we have to take this Krishna by following the Guru. Thank you very much for listening. You nicely explained how can we transcend the 3 modes of material nature. That is possible only in the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. And for this only especially comes in Kali Yuga with his astras which are Kartal and Nidana. By following in the footsteps of Lord Chaitanya, not just Lord Chaitanya, but his associates and the following people in the parampara to Shiva Prabhupada. So that you explained as Sadhu Marga Kamana is following the parampara. If we do that, then automatically Krishna and Guru will be pleased and this will be delivered from the king.
So thanks for this. This always having lesson about power investments in this category. So that's our academy. So you will kindly elaborate it like how we need to surrender, how we need to take this position gratitude, and what actual process works in this. And also, that is very happy to listen about Panchama Purana. So it's clear, very clear description. So I'll answer. Thank you.
This point, there are many forms of yajna performed in other yugas now, but in this yuga, Sankirtan yuga is the only way to get back.
Sankirtan Yajna.
Hare Krishna Guru. So it was very nice discussion here on different Puranas, the references. What is it? Is that there should be some authority that reference should be given to Lord Chaitanya. It's nice to hear about Lord Chaitanya, of course. And we whenever we hear about Lord Chaitanya, some we get something here, something I heard that is nice, very nice. And to hear, and after this at Sankirtan you were talking about it, how in different yugas, Lord were having different weapons. But with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, without any weapon, or we can call it a weapon with Mridanga and Sankirtan, he just changed the heart of the people.
Thank you for the explanation. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Lord himself, who quoted a blessing of God and Maharaj and Purusa Bhagavad Gita, Purusa Bhagavad and told that with the mood of humility and gratitude, we should pray to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. By the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then only we can understand. following all parampara and Srila Prabhupada and Sadhu Guru Shastra you explained we should follow, and the main aspect you told that you got the instruction that we should make Bangalore to fast Krishnacharan. So then we told that we should practice Bhakti nicely, then only.
Hare Krishna. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की.